There are men and women, driven by passion, committed to find happiness and meaning. They strive to better our lives and make us aspire to help others. They are visionaries. They advocate events, ideas, technological innovations that make significant shifts in our thinking. To make a better future for us, they pursue game-changing inventions that make us change the way we think, we live, we carry our lives, the way we see things. We ask ordinary people about their ideas and what they believe are game changers. Journey with us as we tell stories of these visionaries and their game changers.
A great idea can get you ahead of the game, but a visionary concept can be a game changer. I'm Albee Benitez and this is Game Changer. In this episode of Game Changer, the 3D printer and its enormous game-changing potential in manufacturing, science, and even in the home. How the cell phone transformed into the gadget we cannot live without, the smartphone. And got an idea? There are so-called incubator groups that would help it come true. When you think of a printer, a flat piece of paper with an image on it comes to mind. Now, imagine a printer that does not really print but creates a three-dimensional object. This, for example, is a 3D image of a patient's CT scan. You can create anything: toys, spare parts for cars, or even entire cars. But how do 3D printers work? Let's find out with this proudly homegrown 3D printer. The caveman sculpted messages on stone. When ink was discovered, man began writing on paper. But to expand commerce and literacy, the written word on manuscripts and books needed to be reproduced on a grand scale. In the 1440s, a goldsmith in Germany named Johannes Gutenberg invented a printing machine, and there was a global explosion of knowledge. Today, the modern printer can print more words per second than a machine could print in a year during Gutenberg's time. But the human mind is never content. This is 3D printing. You take a model of the object you want to create, convert it into a 3D file using open source software, and save that file into your everyday SD card. There's a tube that goes from the back and into the machine. This is where you insert the material that would make up your object. We checked in with Puzzlebox, a Philippine company that created its own 3D printer.
So sa ngayon, plastic lang ginagamit?
So plastic
But in the future, can we use other materials?
Yeah, in the future, oo, definitely. Marami na rin. Like right now, meron na tayo ng wood, meron na tayo ng metal film. Exactly kung ano yung design mo, yan ang lalabas. That's why it's called a printer.
To the millimeter?
Yes, to the point 1 mm.
0.1 mm. Ganun
parang
ka-accurate
ano yan, parang strand ng buhok mo yan.
Just like Mr. Gutenberg, Justin was not originally in the printing business. He is a business management graduate who one day just became curious about 3D printing. Self-taught in information technology, Justin created a Philippine-made 3D printer.
We have created our own Filipino-made 3D printers in mind na dapat siyang affordable at madali siyang magamit ng isang normal na Filipino.
The materials are called PLA, a kind of bioplastic made from corn resin.
Isang role ng aming environmentally friendly PLA or plastic is mga 1,000 pesos. And with that roll, makakaprint tayo ng mga 300 to 400 na chess pieces na.
There is another available material made of wood. That's what this toy is made of.
Well, for one thing, yung 3D printing, hindi mo na kailangan ng molde, hindi mo kailangan ng mahabang process para makagawa ng isang bagay. Siguro yung ganitong size, mga ilang minuto lang, Tapos yung pag ganito na, umabot ng 1 oras. Pag yung ganon, siguro mga 1 araw na.
So what use is this contraption in our lives? Mothers can print cookie cutters and other baking needs. Fathers can print the missing screws and other tools in his toolbox. And once there's available material, you can even begin to print your own jewelry. Some people even have begun printing food.
Tapos pwede siguro ito mga cars, di ba? Eventually, kung pwede, order ako ng isang Toyota. Pag pindot ko, gagawa na siya ng Toyota. Pwede ba yun? I mean, kung titingnan mo, I mean, being imaginative and exploring all of the possibilities.
That is very sci-fi, but yeah, this is one step closer to that.
Take a second to imagine. What else can you print? Seemingly, the sky is the limit. In China, a whole house was built by a 3D printer.
Pero yung 3D printing could be just as strong, kasing lakas, kasing tibay ng traditional na bahay kung dinesign siya ng maayos.
But it is in the field of medicine where 3D printing is poised to change the game. Doctors Ted and Patrick are printing exact 3D models of skulls of their patients. Instead of examining flat scans, it is more efficient for them as surgeons to examine a 3D model. What they do is take CT or MRI scans of their patients, convert it into 3D models, and print the skull in 3D.
Napapaiksi po kasi yung operating time, which will lead to shorter hospital stay din. Nababawasan po ang mga komplikasyon pagdating sa operasyon dahil yung doktor po ninyo, alam na niya kung saan puputol at ano yung mga maaring problema na maaring lumabas habang inoperahan po kayo.
Both are head and neck surgeons and are two of a few surgeons in the Philippines using 3D printing technology to improve their craft.
Meron akong isang pasyente noon na kung saan na-aksidente siya at yung kabuuan ng kanyang facial skeleton talagang nagkadurog-durog, no? Nakita namin yung actual model, nakita namin meron naman palang solusyon, meron naman palang magandang gawin, no? So with that, naoperahan ang pasyente.
In the United States, there was a baby born with a weak airway. The tissue of one portion of his airway was collapsing, and it made breathing very difficult and endangered the baby's life. Fearing the risk of operation on a fragile baby, the doctors developed a biocompatible material and printed a splint, or a small tube that would hold the airway together. And just last month, an American pharmaceutical company printed a pill to control seizures brought on by epilepsy. With just the right ambition and wild imagination, who knows, maybe we can one day print human organs and say goodbye to the agonizing wait for organ donors that may never come. Toys and skull models may still be far away from printing human organs, but it doesn't look impossible anymore. We now have more affordable and accessible 3D printers, and people who have gone to great lengths to show us the many amazing things we can achieve with this technology. There are no limits what a man can do with a 3D printer. In the future, we'd be able to produce things we need right in our own home. Just imagine that. But today, what this 3D printer proves is that there are no limits to Filipino innovation and what these innovations can do to help advance the technology, making it more affordable and helping improve the lives of millions of people. How the cell phone transformed into the gadget we cannot live without, the smartphone. That when Game Changer returns. So who or what is a game changer? Game changers are things, ideas, or they are people who put forth pioneering concepts that change the way things are made
the way we do things, or even the way we think. We'll discover the most enterprising people, seek and encourage potential trailblazers, and take a peek into the minds of game changers.
Midas Hotel and Casino, a contemporary, design-led lifestyle hotel in the majestic hub of Manila with fabulous views of sunset on the bay. Midas offers designer amenities and guest rooms and suites, supreme restaurant options for sumptuous enjoyment, event studios for corporate meetings and vows, and a casino with world-class gaming. Here at Midas, we make days into moments. Sparkling creativity, it's stylemanship by Midas.
Are you a game changer? Do you know somebody who is? Are there ideas or concepts that are changing lives in your community? Simply click her website and help us spread these inspiring stories.